Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, something slightly different, but I'm going to be picking the next book that I'm planning to read that's on my bucket list. Um, Lately, I've been reading the classics. I've never read any, I've read some in high school, but famous ones I have never read before and would like to, just to see what it's all about, just to see if it's something that would, intrigue me. I don't know. I just would like to learn more about these famous writers and the stories that they have to tell. And I have 7 books here, all of which that I've never read before. And rather than picking the next one, because all 7 of them sound really good to read, and I just can't decide which one I should read first, I actually crumbled little pieces of loose leaf paper with the titles in them, and I'm just going to pick one of them out of the hat, and the first one that I pick out would be the next one that I read. But before I do that, I want to show you the titles of the books that I have here. So the first one I have is Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. And I guess how this kind of relates to my, budgeting and, cutting down expenses, what have you. I consider reading books as a cheap form of entertainment. And granted, and you might have seen some of my previous videos, I'd rather read a book like this way. I don't like reading books digitally. It just doesn't motivate me as much for some reason to get through to them. So I still buy, paper. I don't buy hardcovers. I buy paperbacks, and this one I got for I think 25 cents at a yard sale. So that's probably the cheapest that they're going to be selling them. But it's better than going to Barnes and Nobles, I guess. I try to buy books as cheaply as possible. So, Tale of Two Cities, first book. This one is actually one that's not a classic, but sounds interesting. Stalker by Faye Kellerman. I have not read any of. Is it a guy or a girl that wrote this? Let's see. Okay, so it is a girl that wrote this. Never read her work. It sounds interesting though, and I like mystery suspense every so often, so one on my list. And this one, like Tales of Two Cities, I bought for 25 cents. Next up, we have Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte. I read Jane Eyre, beginning of this year by Charlotte Bronte. So I figure why not read some of Emily's work as well. So there you go. Next up, Great Expectations, once again by Charles Dickens. So I've heard good things about this one. And yeah, on my list. I also bought this. Well, this one says here for $7. So a bit higher. But yeah, I think it's worth the purchase. Next is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I heard that this book can be complicated to get through. My boyfriend tried reading this once and he couldn't get through to it, but I'm going to see if I can. And I mean, I do love the story of Moby Dick. I've seen some of the versions on TV and everything like that. That was really cool. So yeah, I will. This is on my list as well. We'll see. Okay, the next 2 I splurged on. Got these at Barnes & Noble. These are the last 2, actually. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But I've heard many good things about this, and I look forward to reading this one as well. And last but not least, and this is one that's probably going to take me months to get through, War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. War and Peace is definitely a very hefty book. But, you know, let me see how many pages altogether this one is. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Well, these are all broken. Last pages are in regards to chapters. All right, so we're looking at least 1,100 pages of a book here. So I am excited to read this, though. I've heard good things about this as well. People would find this to be a dull book, or perhaps the reason is because it's so freaking long and requires patience. But you know what? This is probably going to be the biggest book I'll ever read. But I've read books that were over 1,000 pages long and I was able to get through. So I'm going to give War and Peace a chance. And that is the last book that I have. So next thing is I'm going to shovel all these loose leaf papers so that way it's a fair pick. And let's see what the next book I'm scheduled to read. Drum roll. Tales of Two Cities. Well, what do you know? It was the first one that I showed you. It was the first one that I picked out of the hat. Interesting. All right, so then that means that the next book I'm going to be reading is Tales of Two Cities. Don't even really know, honestly, what it's really about. So it shall be interesting. All right, guys, but that's all I have for today. Maybe this might work for you guys in terms of finding, like, you know, the next book you're going to read. If you have a bucket list, I'm not sure which one to choose from next. But hopefully this will help you. All right, well, take it easy, guys. Stay frugal, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, take care.